Yo, 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 what's up, guys? It's your boy Player X here with Semi Limited Podcast. And unfortunately, it will just be me today. Dylan is a little bit tied up at work, couldn't get out. We're going to yell at him and egg his house a little bit later just to make sure that he understands what he's done to us. But no matter, you guys still got me. We have a great day, great episode going on. So appreciate all you guys for clicking on, listening, tuning in, having some fun, and listening to the ramblings of a couple of crazy people. So without any further ado, I'm going to do a couple quick shout outs. I just want to give a quick shout out to Unplugged Gaming and Manlius, the sponsor. Be sure to check out their Discord server in the description box below. I'll be sure to link it in. Semi Limited will also be hosting a 3v3 tournament at Unplugged Gaming on Saturday, May 20th. So be sure that you and your team go register. It's $20 a person or $60 per team. And the entry fee will include your entry into the tournament, as well as 3 OTS packs per person, so 9 per team. And then with the first place winner getting a case of the next upcoming core set, which in this case will be Cyberstorm Access. I was also updated that there will be a second case that just got confirmed for a second, third, and fourth place prizing. So make sure that you guys go out to unpluggedgaming.com, go check out their site, go register, and make sure that you guys have all the appropriate information filled out for you guys, because it's going to be one hell of a time, I can tell you that. But without any real further ado, we are here today joined by a special guest from all the way on the other side of the globe. Big welcome for my favorite Yu-gi tuber, or one of my favorite Yu-gi tubers, ShadowRabbit Yugioh.
What's up? Glad to be here.
All right. So how are you tonight? I know it's probably like what, 11 o'clock over there right now, something like that.
11 o'clock. Just settling in, post working. So I'm good. Made myself some stuffed squid. Ate
Stuffed squid. Ooh,
yeah,
calamari over there.
Yeah, basically.
That's stuff that my fiance would cook. My palate is that of like a 5th grader, where it's just like chicken tendies and like chalky milk.
I mean, that's dope. She doesn't need to cook like elaborate stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess not, right? Kudos on her. She got the easy job. Before we start, do you have any like plugs, sponsors, social sites, shout outs you want to plug in?
Oh yeah, for sure. So basically, mainly, I do my stuff on YouTube. So make sure to check me out over there at ShadowRabbit Yugioh. I make competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content, meta stuff, and mostly it's just YouTube. But you'll find my other socials if you check out YouTube. Of course, like big shout out to Steve Chief. They're amazing. Make sure to go on their website, use my code SHADOW for 5% off your entire order, and they have like really, really dope sleeves. Always getting new stuff. So big shout outs to them.
Yeah, I was checking it out too. I think I saw the last video you dropped with Jeff Jones.
Yeah.
And you had plugged in, and I made sure to go check it out. I'm not super into the European market a lot, just because I know a bunch of buddies of mine are all into EU cards. Like they like that dark coloring on the card. I'm not super big on it personally. I think that the NA ones look fine. I mean, yes, some cards do look dope in EU.
Yeah.
Or Euro print, but
I think it's about quality. Yeah.
The card stock is definitely different between the NA and the EU for sure. And I'm very, very jealous of the card stock you guys have. It's very, very firm, very durable. It doesn't come already whitened on the sides. Like, I'm super jealous. We got the shedding out of the stick over here for sure.
But it's hilarious over here. Like people love NA prints. Lily, I have like one NA print card in my deck. Every single time I play it, people will be like, "Oh my god, yo, that's NA print. That's wild. Is your entire deck NA?"
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, "No, it's not. I'm sorry. I only have this card."
Like, no, my darker ones are better. You guys heard it. Once you go dark, you don't go back. That's it.
That's how it is. Okay.
I think you want to introduce about yourself. You want to speak about yourself for a little bit for the people who don't know who you are coming onto the podcast.
Oh, for sure. So I started creating content almost 2 years ago. So basically, I've been playing competitively from 2017. So I started in 2017. I learned it from scratch, literally learned what a normal summon is. And then I just really fell in love with the game, and I started creating content, mostly focused on, competitive stuff, meta stuff. Like tier list, I talk about events, like anything when it comes to competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want to learn something, listen to some of my interviews where I interview pro players and like prominent names in the community. You can check me out for that. And I just really love it. I love the game, and I love to be able to create content.
Yeah, that's what's up. I really appreciate that. I mean, I, as a consumer of content, love your content. That's why I reached out. I've been following you. I want to say for at least like 8 months now.
Wow.
you came up on one of my news feeds,
Mm-hmm.
and I clicked on it. It was just like 100% fairness. I was like, well, what does this girl really know about Yu-Gi-Oh? Let's
Oh, for
find
sure.
out.
I
So
feel
I
yeah.
clicked on it, found out you actually did know a little bit of a sun. So I'm like, all right, well, she's got some idea. She at least has a coherent thought and knows what she's talking about. So let's, see what other videos she has. And I wound up stumbling it, being a part of it. I love accents in general. I'm just an accent person. So like
Oh,
people
okay.
like Joshua Schmidt, Nesh.
Yeah.
I love listening to Nesh just talk about anything. When he goes brother in Christ, oh my god, I just fucking geek every time. I love it. But like you have a very thick accent, so like I just kind of caught my attention, and I've just been a fan
Mhm.
ever since. You have a lot of like real raw, as you said, competitive as well as casual play content, and I definitely
Mhm.
respect it. So as a popular Yugi tuber, like what do you feel as though is good content, quote unquote, for
Mhm.
people's channels? Like what do you personally indulge on content wise?
Um, so basically, in general, the content I consume, I think, translates to, of course, YouTube as well. And the content I try to create, I think giving information is really, really important. Like I can appreciate just a very, I don't know, chill or like funny content. I don't think it's bad. I think it's really, really good if you know what you're talking about and if you know what your niche is and what you're doing. However, I personally really validate, content that like brings information and like makes me, I guess, think and really. I love it when people are passionate about their stuff and really focus on it, and you can see the hard work, whether it be like informative or just hilarious or whatever the people are doing. I think that's the most important thing because you can tell when someone is lacking, and I don't appreciate that. So, yeah.
No, no, I completely agree. I personally like a lot of like market watch content. I'm very, very big on market watches. Actually, I
Mm-hmm.
do tend to like deck profiles more than like tier lists personally, but I
Mm-hmm.
just that's only because I think that tiers are kind of by the person. Like
Oh, of course.
they're all like a matter of opinion, and everyone's
Yeah.
opinion is their own, but not every opinion is right. So
Mm-hmm.
I know
Okay,
I
okay,
try to
fair.
personally stay away from like tier videos. I know Cali Effect
Yeah.
is really big on that and stuff like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I personally stay away from it. I also like what MBT does, where he tries to make like almost kind of like cool like Yu-Gi-Oh segments. Like I really enjoy his magical hats section. I've
Mm-hmm.
always liked 10-minute testing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of gives you a perspective on new decks or decks you may not know or that may seem overwhelming to learn, that within 10 minutes you can kind of get a general consensus or an idea of how they work. So
Mm-hmm.
that's more or less the kind of content that I try to watch. As
Mm-hmm.
far as like pumping out content, I think that I probably will eventually soon get started into market watching. I think that's just something I just eventually
Dope.
want to get into in that
Mm-hmm.
field. I know you just started doing market watches too a little bit, not even really market watches, but just cards to like
Yeah.
buy or sell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do my own kind of stuff. Yeah. And overall, just to elaborate on the content, I agree with you. I think market watches are really, really cool, and that's why I really enjoy, doing that type of stuff. But I never like went on, I don't know, TCG player or something before, so I did my own thing, and then I realized like that's literally a market watch.
Yeah.
It literally looks a little differently and takes me about 8 hours to edit. However, it's
Mhm.
my own kind of market watch. I don't know, I like
And
it.
I
I
like
like
them too.
talking about stuff. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, because like every region has a different like market as far as like maybe Cyber Dragons is cool in like New York, but maybe over in Europe it's more like Alter Guys thing, or maybe trap cards are more prevalent over there, more control
Yeah.
cards than combo cards. Everyone's region has a different kind of like play style that they all kind of like more like gravitate to. So
I think it's really cool. Like just to see sometimes a certain region will also pick up on a thing sooner. And then if you check out, like, I don't know, sometimes on TCG Player, this tends to happen with a lot of buyouts and stuff. And then you check stuff here on Card Market, which I will be doing specific card markets for Card Market even
mhm.
more, and just include Card Market stuff. I think it's a really cool site for us European players, of course. You
Yep.
go over here and nothing has spiked yet. It's so funny. You literally get to grab things because TCG player like does a thing, right? And then you can just snatch some stuff up because
Yep.
it doesn't translate as quickly. And I think that's really funny. I really like that.
Absolutely. Early bird gets the worm, especially with market changes. And for
Hmm.
those who are listening who don't know, card market is basically the Europeans' version of
Of TCG Play.
TCG player. Yeah.
Yeah.
So card market, you would go there and buy cards. You can sell cards, sealed product, and other Yu-Gi-Oh related things that are
Hmm.
specifically for Europeans.
Hmm.
Of course, you can get them bought from card market and sent out to the States if you really wanted to. Like that's how most North
Yeah.
American players go get their European cards or their
Hmm.
EU cards. But for the most part, yeah, if you're listening, you don't know what card market is. If she refers to it, it's just the TCG for over there.
Hmm.
So where are you located? Just for the some of the fans who don't know either.
Yeah, so I'm from South Europe. I'm from Slovenia, which is a kind of an unknown country, but it's near Italy and like situated down there in the south of Europe.
Okay, yeah, I definitely say Southern Europe. I was gonna say
Yeah.
German, like you just have a like that
Hmm.
German feel for you. I know you met Dylan a little earlier, and he's gonna chuckle when he
Yeah.
hears this, but we have we have about 5% of our audience in Germany.
Oh, okay.
One time, I think it was like last couple weeks or something like that. We went to go check our stats, and we had 3% in Germany, and so
Oh.
he was mad. He was very mad because he didn't know if it was because the Germans didn't fuck with us or because we were gaining more American followers that it kind of like subsidized the German followers. But he was like, "Yo, I'm
The
upset by this,"
Germans
and I
left
don't even
you,
know
yeah.
what it was, but he just loves our German followers. So shout out to all
Hmm.
4 or 5 of you guys that are listening from out there.
Shout
You
out
know,
to
so
the German followers for sure, for sure. I mean, yeah, my accent is like it's. I mean, I don't try to speak English in a weird way, so I sound very,
yeah.
very much how I would sound in my own language. I have the hard R's. We say R and stuff
Hey
like
yo,
that, and
hard
people.
R. Whoa, whoa,
No,
whoa.
no, no, it's actually hard. Okay, okay,
No, I'm
okay.
just playing around.
So yeah, basically, people ask about my accent a lot, a
Yeah,
lot.
I can understand. And I
Yeah.
coming from another person whose English is their second language, I learned Spanish up until I was like
Oh,
3 or 4, and then yeah, I'm Puerto Rican and I'm black, so I like to
okay.
say I'm Blacker Rican. So my
Oh,
mom was raising us to speak Spanish until we were about 3 or 4, and then my dad thought that she was teaching us how to talk shit about him in another language. So he
no.
oh yeah, so he stopped having us learn Spanish.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was my dad was a character for sure. But yeah, so
Mhm.
I also like speak very, very fast. I sometimes slur my
Mhm.
words because when you speak in Spanish, it's like a combustion of like all these different words and phrases and
Oh, it's so
conjunctions happening at
fast.
once. Yeah,
It
exactly.
is
And you have
so
to pick up so fast. So like I
Mhm.
sometimes slur my words or my R's per when I'm speaking in English just because like, I just have that accent or I was born speaking
Yeah.
Spanish before I learned the English. So definitely get the accent thing. As far as like playing Yu-Gi-Oh, like are you like more like active in the format currently? Would you consider yourself like a casual player or a competitive player? Do you like the format that we're in? If you are competitive, like etc.
I mean, I'm competitive for sure. I started competitive, when I started in 2017. I picked up the 3 Dino structure decks, and Dinos were the best deck at that time, but I had
Oh
no
my
idea.
god, you were a
I did
Dino
not know.
girl.
I did
You were
know.
a
I did not.
Dino
Oh,
girl.
sure. I loved those structure decks. That's why I'm called ShadowRabbit. It's named after Rescue Rabbit because it was played in the Dino
That's
deck.
funny. And it's funny
Yeah.
because I've heard you explain that before, and I probably was gonna get
Yeah.
to the question maybe if it came up,
Oh,
but
okay.
hey, there you
Okay.
guys go. Naturally, she explained it herself. Didn't even need me.
Of course. Of course.
But it's crazy. One of my best friends, shout out Devon. When we first started playing, we were very casual. It was me, him, 2 of our buddies. I was playing Cyber Dragon. He played Dinos. Another guy played Red Eyes, and another one played Tunes. And we all just played these like rogue ass decks.
Yeah.
But me and Devon always kind of like were always looking up profiles, trying to. We were the ones coming into like our little circle with new cards, better strategies, always upgrading. So he
Mhm.
played Dinos from like the latter end of 2019, I think, all the way up until Misk was put to 1, and then
Oh,
even still afterwards, he tried to make it work for like the longest time.
what's really funny is I really despise dinos now. I literally played the 3 structures and then I just started
Wow,
shading on
how
dinos so
could you?
hardcore. Like I never want Mist to come back. It's just I'm saying it right now. Let it stay at 1. Like again, I don't even care. Like
Had
I
you
don't
read Mist though?
I have. That's why I don't fuck with him. It's just what it is.
Yeah, we don't fuck with Misk over here.
So yeah, so I started competitively and I just stay competitive. First it was by mistake, but I just genuinely loved playing at a higher level. It just excites me. I try to do well. I pride in being as good as I am, which I don't think I'm as great. So I think I love getting better, or at least trying to get better. So yeah, I play competitively in every single format, and I don't go to locals as much. But that really probably has to do with the fact that, since me and my husband are both competitive, we can just play literally at home. We don't need to go anywhere. And overall, just in testing, I think it's I prefer like DB and just
Yeah.
solitude, I guess. But yeah, I am competitive. I don't enjoy this particular format though.
But you enjoyed dinos? But you enjoyed Misk?
I mean, it was fine, right? I didn't even care. I played prank kids, and I didn't care because it was like
Yeah.
the best deck at that point. I just really loved it. So no
Yeah.
dino could do nothing.
I definitely remember you on your Prank Kids wave. And you went to a couple regional runs with it. Yeah.
I did, yeah.
That must be a crazy relationship dynamic too, that your husband plays Yu-Gi-Oh as well. Who got who into Yu-Gi-Oh first?
That's really funny. We got into it together. It was none of these situations where, like, someone gets their person into Yu-Gi-Oh. We were literally watching GX because we're like diehard GX fans, and then we started playing with his piles. And he had this Gravekeeper deck, and then he had like a shit Crowler deck inspired Ancient Gear pile. He gave me that pile, and I was like, no, that's not happening.
Of course.
I kept losing. Right? I mean, no, it was like we were switching the decks around, but obviously he was teaching me, right? I didn't know anything, but he knew because he was playing when he was a kid. So
Well, did you get a little bit from watching the show? Like, did you
I
understand?
mean,
like,
yeah, of
how
course.
to summon a monster, how to play a spell, and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I played in like, I don't know, 4th grade, right? So I knew a little bit, and I had this cousin teach me and stuff like that. But like, then later, I didn't play, of course, and then he taught me like the basics. But then because I was annoyed that I kept losing with the Ancient Gear pile, I got the Dino Structure decks. So we were literally elevating one another. Then he got pissed. He got the entire True Draco deck for his 18th birthday.
Oh my god! So you guys are just trying to like one up each other the whole way there.
We were. He got the entire fucking Draco deck with diagrams and everything. We
Motherfucker was out here summoning Masterpiece just to make sure he won.
No, it was wild. We were literally playing with proxies before. He had this piece of paper that said Masterpiece on it, and I just dreaded that piece of paper.
Oh my gosh, those are the worst. I'd be like, nah, and especially if it's a controversial play too, where like that is like the swing play where now the whole gravity of the game is in your favor, and like it's just not even a real card, it's a piece of paper that just says Mystic Mind, fuck you.
No, I was pissed.
Not even a real card. Do you guys ever like bet like chores or like things over it?
No, we don't do that, but we just play like for no actual reward, just for bragging rights. And we will diehard play like matches, time ourselves, and then like count the wins, write them down, and just have bragging rights of who won the biggest match of the matches, basically. So
I think bragging rights is almost enough.
Yeah,
that's something solid. Wait, I guess it's like when you have bragging rights to your locals and you're seeing your local guys maybe once a week, it kind of gets something. But when you're seeing your partner every single day, and you wake up and you're just like, yeah, I just want you to remember that you ain't shit, and I just whooped your ass last night. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's it. It's so funny. Like literally, yesterday morning we were playing Edison format on DB. He turned around to me and he was like, "I know this is just casual for right now, but I want you to know that I won the last match." It's like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just want you to know that I won. That dub is forever mine.
But no, yeah, he's really good. He's insane. Like he is incredibly good. He's way better than me, and he really inspires me to strive to be a better player. So he teaches me a lot for sure.
All right, shout out to hubby. Does he have his name out there? Does he want to be disclosed?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Emilio is like he's dope. He's incredible. He's a producer. He's just amazing. And yeah, shout out to him for sure.
You know, I always liked relationships in which both of you guys can play a game, or a game like Yu-Gi-Oh that you guys both enjoy. Whether it's a game like Yu-Gi-Oh or maybe like a video game. Like I know people who go and play like Apex or Fortnite, with their significant other and whatever. But this is good that you guys have something that is also competitively building upon like your guys' character, mind, intelligence, and stuff like that, as well as making you guys closer together. Like that's always something of benefit. I agree. It's like people like you and your husband, Crush Cards, Susu, and Jen from Head to Head Battles. Definitely, you guys are lucky to have someone who plays. Because like I definitely try to get my wife to play multiple times, and she's just like, okay, so the green cards go where? And then you said the purple ones do this, but the purple is a trap card, not a fusion monster. Oh, they're different purples.
Oh no.
And they go in different spots too. Yeah, it's just so
Oh,
bad. I tried to get her to play Mystic Mind. It was that bad. I'm
oh
like, all right, babe,
no.
you're just gonna go play with this Mystic Mind deck, and you're just gonna not care what your opponent
Shame
does,
on you for
and you're
that.
just gonna slap this Mystic Mind
Shame
and this
on
one
you.
field spell zone right here, and you're gonna extend your hand out. And
No, 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 no. I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, she was. She just did not. Not that she didn't want to learn, but like it is a very intimidating game if you don't know how
It is.
it works and you haven't
Yes.
been playing or at least watching the show. Like her son watches the show. We watched
Mhm.
DM. I haven't watched GX or 5Ds or any of those new ones. I'm like a OG. I'm like one of those old
Hold
heads.
up, hold,
I
hold
be
up.
watching
Just
the
hold up a
DM.
second. You did not watch GX?
I watched clips of GX, but I've never sat down and watched the series straight up. I do like Zane, like I love Cyber Dragon, so like I've
Mhm.
seen Zane duels. I've seen him play Yusei. I've seen all of those
Okay.
plays, but I just haven't watched it from start to finish like
Okay.
I've watched Yugi. I don't know. Yugi's just probably, maybe it's just his nostalgia, but he's probably one of my favorite antagonists for the Yu-Gi-Oh series, like probably overall.
Okay, that's fair.
Do you guys have a favorite format that you guys like playing, or that you personally like participating in, or maybe a format that you never got a chance to play in that you always wanted to?
So we really enjoyed playing back in toss format. I hear a lot of people say that a lot of people enjoy the Eternal format, toss format, however you want to call it, with Sky Striker, Salamangreat, Thunder Dragon, Orcust, of course. We enjoyed that format a lot. And right now we are
Harp to 1.
Harp to, I mean, honestly, at this point in time, I don't care because like it's
Harp to anything, nigga. Please just give us harp.
Just I would care for a lot.
Harp at 1 is harp at 3 anyway, so who
cares? Probably. I don't know. Like, I mean, I played Orcust. I played all of them actually, but I enjoyed Thunder Dragon the most. So
really, oof. I was never really a Thunder Dragon player.
No,
I couldn't fuck with Colossus. Colossus was super oppressive. In its era.
That's fair.
Like I said, I played Cyber Dragon. I played in toss format. I actually started playing.
Yeah, did you play Cyber Dragon Orcust? That was a thing as well.
I honestly did not, because I saw. All right, so me and my boy Devon, like how I mentioned earlier, when we started going from casual to competitive, when we went to our first locals, we kind of had like a secret vow. Because like we go online and we see these deck profiles and we see people mention these decks like Sky Striker, Orcust, but we've never played against them. We're playing against shit like Toons and Red Eyes and Dark Magician and all these other casual ass fucking decks. So when we get to a locals, we're like, all right, no matter what happens, we're gonna always keep playing Rogue and fuck the meta. We're gonna be like the Rogue killers. So we never wanted to play meta. So I refused to put the Orcust cards in Cyber Dragon when I was playing in that format. I kept Cyber Dragon pure. It wasn't until after I got my regional invite that I was talking to my last round opponent, and he was telling me about how strong the Orcust cards are in Cyber Dragons. And I don't know, maybe it was just the fact that we were talking, I just got my invite and I was just kind of more susceptible to the words that were being said. But I was like, you know what, maybe I will try it. So I went online, tried out the cards, and let me tell you, the power ceiling to that deck was so crazy. Like the Orcust cards gave Cyber Dragon a way to go first, and the Cyber Dragons gave the Orcust cards a way to close out games immediately. And it was kind of like a great balance. Both of them like the synchronization between them were great. The synergy was awesome. When I started playing it in person, I think the week before I went to go play it at locals for the very first time, the ban list came out and banned everything. It was like the most tragic ban list.
Oh, the one where
Engage got banned, Harp got banned, Colossus got banned. Everyone got touched. It was insane. It was slaughter all across the board.
That list went into effect on Monday, came out on Friday, and we had a regional on Saturday where it was still legal. Everything was still legal. So the night of Friday at about 2 or 3 a.m., and that's a fucking real story. My husband wakes me up and goes, I built you a Thunder Dragon deck. I built it just now. I built it. I took some inspiration from OCG stuff. I built you a deck. You're going to play it tomorrow. You're probably going to suck, but you're going to play it tomorrow because it's the last day.
You're going to play it tomorrow because you're going to goddamn good and well enjoy it. You're going to remember this day.
He was like, that's what you're going to do. He played Sky Striker Orcust. I played Thunder Dragon. We both got top 4 at the regionals together.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Did you guys have to play each other?
No. Thank God.
Wow. Wah, 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 wah. That's crazy.
It was fucking beautiful.
Crazy.
And then everything got hit 2 days later. And I was like, RIP.
So when the ban list happened, were you guys like distraught? Were you guys really torn
No,
up over it? Or
no,
did you
we
kind
were
of, no?
really like
You just
not
knew. You
engaged,
guys
not
knew.
engaged,
You were
not
like, yo, if I
engaged.
can walk in with this deck
Yeah,
not knowing what the fuck it does and get fourth place, this
yeah,
deck needs to go. There's
yeah.
something needs to happen.
No, I really wasn't that great, but the Colossus carried me, so so that's what it is. So.
That's what I'm saying. It was just so oppressive, man.
Yeah.
It was just. I can argue for Colossus to come back now. Like we play a segment on this podcast called 3-2-1 Ban, where
Mhm.
the guests and then us as hosts will talk about a card that should go to 3, a card that should go to 2, whether it's going down to 2 or up to
Yeah.
2, a card that should go to 1, and then a card that should be banned.
Mm-hmm.
And Colossus is always my spicy. Yo, unleash that man. Put that nigga at 3, and I don't think we're gonna be doing too much. Like all of the outs we have right now are board wiping. Like,
Yeah, no, there's a lot of outs.
we have ways to banish, like, to not even have cards in the graveyard. We have cards like Shifter. We have cards like Dark Ruler no more. A lot of the board breakers are out there. Lightning Storm is now a thing. Like there are so many ways to out.
I mean, Colossus protects yourself though, but yes.
Because if you're gonna expend all your Colossuses onto the board, like if you drop 3 Colossus and I Dark Ruler no more, clear the board, like I won the game anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like now it becomes a game of how many Colossus can I keep and maintain, and like as opposed to as your opponent, how many Colossus can they deal with, as well as like put a couple pokes in.
Mm. Oh, I get it in some regard, but like they would put it only to 1, and at that point, like it's weird getting to some of your stuff, especially if you can't like prosperity, if you can't do anything like.
No, I agree. That's probably why they made the sprite archetype like able to special summon out, not an activated effect. They just made it like an inherent summon, just because of the fact that if they were to trigger to come out, it would just probably never allow Colossus to come back to any regards. Like that'd be way too broken to just go sprite combo and then drop a Colossus on board.
Imagine they had to.
I do imagine
a lock on all of that. They had to.
They had to literally mitigate that shit by like, yeah, they got a special and they can't trigger. They got trigger on the field. Their thunder, trigger on the field.
Yeah,
we're done with that shit. We can't go back. We can't make mistakes.
Of course.
So do you guys only play in like the European circuit, or do you guys have you ever gone to like United States and played?
No, mostly we've played.
We're crazy over here. We some wild ass niggas over here. I don't know if you've really played, but it's competitive over here. Niggas is sweaty.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, man.
I don't
know if you know what sweaty means, but it's just like it's when you got to play against someone, you're just sweating so much because like everything is down to the wire. Like you're playing good people. Like every local's like, I don't know if you know who Eric Christensen is. He's like a very good player, and he's a part of our locals. He just comes every week and just farms credit because he's actually pretty good.
That's wild.
But yeah, a lot of our locals is bad. I say this a lot, and they all listen and know, but it is what it is. I sometimes understand the argument for when bigger names talk about not going to locals because it's just not as good experience as it is playing better minds on DB or like playing high ranked people. So I can understand like that when people don't go to locals, but at the same point in time, locals is what got me into Yu-Gi-Oh. So I think I'll forever go to locals myself personally. And I just created too many bonds with people. Like when I walk into the locals, I kind of matter, so people say what's up.
Yeah.
They make sure to, come over and engage. They're looking for some cards. They know that I got it. So like, I'm kind of plugged up when it comes to locals. I think I'll always forever go, but I do understand when people say like, yeah, DB is like the boy to practice. Like you can be a DB grinder. Shout outs to him.
Shout out to DB grinder. His stuff is amazing.
Yeah. I'm going to try and get him on here too at some point in time. I just have to I know he's a busy man. I'm going to reach out to his email sometime soon, but yeah, shout outs to him. He does a lot, and he kind of popped because he put in a lot of work very, very fast. And
amazing. We talked about content before, and he is, I think, an inspiration, honestly, when it comes to like pumping out good content and just grinding, literally, no pun intended, but like for real. I think he's really cool. And I got to host him a couple of times, and he was always really cool.
Yeah, no doubt. He even, just like you, breached out into like, now we're covering Market Watch cards and seeing, all right, I can agree with this Market Watch guy saying that this card will go up because statistically these cards are getting played, which is going to lead to this. And, I can argue that. So he's getting into Market Watch. He's getting into, card theories, even rulings, things like that. So he's branching out. I 100% agree with like that's, and especially how young he is. Like this is the time for him to go out and get that grind. So
for sure. Yeah.
So to speak. So shout out to him. But I do agree that when some people can't travel or they only go to regionals and stuff like that, but you definitely got to come out to the United States sometimes and get them popping.
Yeah, we went to we went to Euros 2019. We went to Euros, both got our invites, and we went to Utrecht in the Netherlands. So that was like the one thing we did, and it was cool. It was cool, but like I mean, our regionals are like okay. I guess we get one regional monthly, about 70, 80 players. Like this is
Oh wow, really?
yeah.
Is that just because like there's not a lot of like venues to host it, or just because it's like the attendance is, as you just said, like about 70 players?
It's really what it is. Like we have one guy that like distributes in our country when it comes to product, and he's the one holding
Damn, really?
regionals and stuff. So we get one event a month, which is like bigger, but there's locals and stuff, of course. But it's mostly the same people, you know, just rotating. And yeah, about 70 people. And a couple years back when I started, we had about 30 to 40 people at regionals. So it almost doubled.
Wow. So like 70 is good for you guys.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. We're getting 7 rounds. That was never a thing because Slovenia is very small. We have 2 million people over here. So like it's fairly big if you really
Okay.
look at it.
That makes a little bit more sense. Okay,
Yeah.
because I was going to say like I'm in New York, so I don't know if you know
Mhm.
how like the states are, but New York is one of the 50 states that are out there, and it's not even like I would say it's probably one of the most populated ones because New York City counts as New York, and that's like
Mhm.
basically half the fucking state right there in that
Yes.
small little part. But it's really not that big, so to speak.
Mhm.
We probably have maybe 2 to 3 regionals a month
Mhm.
in surrounding states. I'm talking about New York, New Jersey, and like Vermont or like Connecticut, and even
Yep.
like Philadelphia. That's another big one.
Yeah.
Even in the New York regionals, we have minimum about like 250 players. Like
Mhm.
we get capped out a lot of the time over here.
But that's maybe also like connected to how like everything in the USA is so far apart. Like literally over here, you know, you travel an hour and a half and you get to the capital where we have the regionals. So literally anywhere in the country you start off in about an hour you're gonna be there. So when everything is that far apart and you get this one event, obviously everyone is gonna flock to the regionals.
Yeah, I get it too. Like you should see the Philly regionals. Like I went to the Philly regional right before the YCSs, the 250th,
Yeah.
and that they had what like 800 or 580 people or something like
That's
that,
wild.
and that was a small one.
That's
That was like
insane.
they usually get like 800 to 1K,
Mhm.
like no problem. Those Philly regionals are no joke. But even still, I mean that's just crazy to me. Like that 70, like because
Mhm.
I can go and get like my invite. I'm not saying I never preach that I'm a great player by any means. Like everyone can always improve, but I'm definitely a decent player. I can top a
Mhm.
locals. I've gotten my regional invite.
That's nice.
Twice. I've just got my regional invite in an OTS championship. I got third place. So
That's
you
dope.
know, and that was a 70-person OTS championship. Is your nationals anywhere like near like something like
Our
that? Those
nationals,
numbers?
no, our nationals are literally like about 120, 130 people.
Yo, get the fuck
No, it's
out
literally
of
how
here,
it is.
girl.
We had
That's
nationals
crazy.
this
Our
year.
nationals had like fucking 3,000 fucking players. It was sweaty as fuck. That
But
room had great minds in there.
no, but that's different because you get NAWCQ and we get actual nationals for each. It's as if you were getting nationals for your states. That's how we get nationals for each country. So
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm
okay.
saying. But the Euros, they're
Okay.
like a big event, but you have to like qualify to go to Euros through regionals and stuff. But we get this one other tier which you guys just simply don't get, where you're able to be the national champion of your country. So that's what
That's
it is.
crazy. I didn't
Mhm.
know that. That's probably a great
Yeah,
title to have.
yeah, that's it.
All
That's
right,
the
I got to
thing.
move out there. What'd you say you guys were? Romania. All right, Romania, I'm on my way.
All
We
right,
about to
sure.
go out there, establish it. I'm about to make the team. We out here. ShadowRabbit and hubby Emilio, we out here. We about to start the squad.
In Romania.
Well, would you guys ever be like opposed to like coming to the States, or like it's just
I
not in the
mean,
cards? You guys don't like it.
overall, no, it's not that. It's like it's just very far. It's very expensive, and also like both of us just we get freaked out by big events. Like literally, I don't want to get shot at. It's just what it is, and not USA, but like overall, I'm not really excited about going to I don't know London and putting my life on the line, being at the Yu-Gi-Oh event. I just don't fuck with that. We are very careful, and that's just what it is.
Damn, it's crazy that maybe it's just maybe I'm just hearing it for the first time. I mean, like I don't ever want you to feel bad for like what you're saying, but like this to hear the words like, yeah, I don't want to go to a big event and get shot. Like, yo, that's crazy to have the stipulation that like
No, yeah, but that's what I wanted to preface, that it's not just USA, right?
I did say we some wild ass niggas. Like, yeah, the states are crazy. So that to hear someone from the like the European circuit or the side kind of look from the outside looking in,
Yeah.
just to hear the opinion of like, yeah, I don't want to go there and just get shot. Like, I love to play, but like 3,000 people in a room, like, and I hear all the crazy shit that happens over there. Like, I can
Mhm.
understand. Like, that's never even in my mind. Like, I go to Philly, we drive 4 hours,
Mhm.
and my first thought isn't, yeah, I hope I don't get jumped
Yeah.
by anyone. It's like, damn, I just know it's gonna be fucking 10 rounds in this goddamn regional today. But like, just to know that that's in the back of some people's minds, just I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe it just kind of gives me like a tisk 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 for us.
Mhm.
Just hearing the reputation of what our states is like. So I don't know, but I do not want you guys to feel like that is the stipulation. But I
Yeah.
can understand you guys
Mhm.
seeing that that's a stipulation over there
Yeah, for
because
sure. I
like
mean,
I
over
said,
here,
we sometimes do be getting a little rowdy over here, and then maybe
a
that's
bit,
just
a little
me
bit.
just looking back and reflecting. But damn, that's crazy. Like you just kind of like
But we don't
sucker
get
punched
stuff
me
like
right
that
there. I'm
over
like,
here.
damn.
Like, we
No,
have
that's great, but that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. I don't understand it. Like
Mhm.
70 is like I said, like that's an OTS championship for us. Like
Yeah.
70 is nothing. If I walk into a room with 70 players, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely getting top 8 at the very least. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I may drop a game or two, but for the most part, if I'm playing 6 or 7 rounds as opposed to like 9, 10, 11 almost,
Mhm.
because some of the more players you are, the more rounds you got to play.
Yep, for
So
sure.
you're just there for longer. You guys probably can just go there in the morning, be out by like fucking 8 o'clock. You're home by 9, chilling.
Yeah.
But over here, we're there at 10. Shit starts late because there's too many people in the pre-reg line. Now it starts at 11. Now we got to go 9, 10 rounds. You're not stopping until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Then
Yeah.
you got to drive 4 hours back home. Like, yeah, bro, it's crazy. So like I can understand like
Oh, it's wild.
yeah, much respect to all the worlds grinders over here in the states too. Like
Yeah.
they really do be going out there to every single regional, like in
Mhm.
bumfuck nowhere towns and like major city. They're playing those 70-person regionals, but they're also playing the 70,000-person regionals. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
they're really in the trenches.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
shout outs to them.
Sure.
Would you guys ever go to worlds like with that mentality, or is it like you guys just regional warrior? Because I'm personally a regional warrior myself.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I am not not nowhere near someone to even think about going to something like that. Like, I really enjoy competitive game, but I genuinely don't think I'm as great as I maybe could be or will be one day. So no.
Mhm.
No.
But you don't think that to be more competitive, you have to have like I don't know, upgrade your like level of competitive play. So like, yeah, you can be the big fish in a small pond of regionals, but like when you go to like a YCS or something like Worlds, and
Oh, for
like tier
sure.
2 or tier 3 events, like those, that's where your competition is like really amped up. Like when like your rep is really on the line, like every move matters.
Mhm.
So like you don't feel as though like that's like you
Uh,
wouldn't ever go to one of those just to try to test your competitive play.
no, it will be dope for sure. I really like to take things slow. And if I know for a fact I can't go to my regionals every single month and top every single month, I will not allow myself to even think bigger, because it's really like, if you're like literally, if your whack ass cannot top every single month, like, you're not even thinking about
Yeah.
going to a YCS or something. It's just not happening. Unless you top your nats or something, like, you don't know. It's not happening for you. Like, literally get to top 100 on DB or something. Like, don't even think about other stuff.
No, I agree. 'Cause that's why I would say I'm a regional warrior. Also, because
Yeah.
I don't know if it's mandated out there, but we have the choice over here in the States if you wanted to get vaccinated or not.
Yeah.
My fiance is an asthmatic, so I got the vaccination. But like
Hmm.
personally, between you and me, I don't like the government poking me up. I
Yeah.
don't like being a 5G pillar. I don't want them running no fucking signals through me, tracking where I am and shit. So I got the vaccination, but I never got boosted. There's 2 other boosters that came
Yeah.
after the vaccinations, and you have to be fully boosted in order to go to these bigger events like YCSs and shit. Like
Mhm.
regionals, they just ask for you to be vaccinated. They check for your card and sometimes, but it's not like that. It's like kind of like copacetic, whatever. But
Mhm.
at the YCSs, there, I don't know if you know how the states are, but they're no joke about that
Yeah.
shit. When you see the YCSs streams, it's because everyone's got a face mask on. It's not
Yeah.
how the Europes are.
Mhm.
It's because like they really do take that shit for real out here. So I don't go to YCSs personally because I'm not boosted and I'm
Okay.
probably not going to get boosted. But they did just change the rules so that way people aren't mask required and aren't vaccination required, but
Yeah,
obviously Konami has the discretion to apply it when they want to. They
mhm,
just have to announce for it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to go to some YCSs within this
mhm.
next couple runs, because I definitely want to go to at least one of them, especially just to test out like
Yeah.
my true level of competitive play. As you say, like them bragging rights, I
Mhm.
really want to have some bragging rights. So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think I will at one point in time.
That's
But that's
fair.
crazy. Like, just that you can go out there. I might just go out there. Fuck that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be having to go. I might be rooming with you guys for a weekend, and I might be coming out there and being like, "All right, guys, this is the game plan. We're topping the day, guys. We're getting first, second, and third. We're gonna have to duke it out." So, how do you guys personally prepare for bigger events? Like, let's say like you guys are playing at the house. Like, do you guys play online with different certain people, or do you invite more like friends over and get like circles going? Like,
Honestly, we tend to like we enjoy playing each other, but we tend to test separately actually.
oh,
Um
really?
because we know each other way too well. So I will not play at like the same, if you know what I mean, if I'm playing against my husband, and he will know what I'm going to do. So he will not be able to play well, right?
Okay, that's fair. When you live with that person, you play,
Yeah.
you know their emotions. I
Yeah, and
feel
by
like.
well, I mean like he's gonna beat me every single time, but he won't hone his skills because, like, he's just gonna be playing
Yeah, when
against
you're
me.
swinging down, it's kind of different.
Yeah.
I,
Hmm.
I I can understand. So like my buddy Devon, I'm gonna kind of bring it back to Devon.
Yeah.
It's the best way I can compare for you.
Hmm.
When we when we play against him at locals, I know him so well personally
Hmm.
that because he played dinos for so long, and you might kind of like agree with this. He really doesn't like back row. He hates that when people set forward pass on him, because he just has no outs for that. So like
Hmm.
he just in his head is thinking of like, what if it's imperm? What if it's a floodgate? Yada yada. So like
Yeah.
he'll literally operate different and make
Yeah.
different lines of play to play around back row that necessarily isn't even back row. If I have
Mhm.
like a spare Theosis or a dead like spell or trap card in
Mhm.
my hand, I will literally set that shit to the field against him, just because I know he will go out of his way to create a monster or like make a
Mhm.
play to try to pop that back row before he does anything,
That's hilarious.
knowing that it's just a dead card. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like I abuse knowing him that intricately to
Mhm.
do things like that, but in real life I would never set those cards. So
Of
like I can
course.
understand like
Yeah.
that kind of mentality.
It's different. Like we will literally like say to each other before we begin, like, let's play for real. Like, imagine you don't know what I'm on, so make plays accordingly, right? But it's not
Yeah,
always gonna be
exactly.
the case. So we usually just tend to grind DB. That's literally what it is, you
Mm.
know? I
Do
think
you play
that's the
one
best.
deck?
Yes, for the most part, yes, because I found that I am not able to learn multiple decks to the best of my abilities, or like,
It does require a lot of time and like
yes.
commitment.
So with me, I know I am not like the best, the smartest player or something. I'm just not. So because I know my weaknesses, I know that I have to stick to one deck and really grind that deck. I hope to expand one day to be able to play multiple decks at the same time. Right now, what we're doing is we're playing Edison format while also like going to events, because we really, really enjoy it and it does teach you a lot, I think. So that's what I'm doing currently.
Those are called flights, right?
Sorry,
You guys still call them flights over there?
what? No, what's that? What does it mean?
Because you guys run your Edison's as like a side event for regionals, correct?
Oh, that's what you mean. Oh man, no, I think
Yeah, yeah.
it's literally it's very sweet how you guys think stuff over here is professional. It's not. Our it's not that it's not called a flight. It just does not exist, period.
It's just ignorance, girl. Let me just tell you, it is super ignorant. I only have the perspective of a New York regional running player. You
No,
know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
it's hilarious, really. Over here, it looks that way. So they'll go like, all right, just gather up anyone that wants to play, whatever.
Yeah,
Find some tables in the corner.
that's crazy.
Just take out a phone, time yourself, report results. That's it. And I'm like, bet.
You can just text me the fucking win sheet. That's it.
No,
The win slip is
it's
good.
hilarious. We played Edison format, like side event, quote unquote side event, at the last regionals. we had nowhere to sit. So me and my opponent went and sat in the middle of the regionals tables where we just found space. We just sat there, played out our round, went back,
Fuck it,
supported.
100%.
Yeah, like
I did on the same shit. I'm like, yo, you want to go play in the bathroom? We just gotta lay down a whole bunch of toilet paper, all right? And then we're just gonna put our mat. We're gonna play with your mat though.
It's funny. But like, yeah, I mean, there are side events, of course, but they're just whack,
That's crazy. You know what's funny? Hold on before I kill myself. I thoroughly enjoy watching the European YCS streams.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that they are more quote unquote professional.
Oh, they
or
are,
at least
like,
well kept. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, no, for sure.
So, like as opposed to like the US ones, because like you guys have like those like cool like guess the cards where they do like the little trivia games for the people watching. The guys will go out to the audience and like talk to like random people and like interview players and like all that shit happens between rounds and it's so fucking smooth. And I love watching Euro YCS streams.
No, it's amazing.
And then you go watch a fucking North American YCS stream.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's run like ass. They just fucking have the fucking round. It's literally an hour between each fucking round. You got like the sweatiest dudes fucking waving their fucking card that just says ho because there's fucking hero cards. Like
it's slacking.
You just got the raunchiest shit. Like you said, going up there getting shot. This is fucking ridiculous out there. They're just wild. So like, I don't know. I don't really like our US streams for that very reason. I think they're very unprofessional. They don't do shit between like the stream coverages. Like even the way they zoom in, they still show like the fucking guy's like deck box and the guy's got his backpack on the fucking table and shit. I'm like, oh, dog, zoom in on the goddamn playing field. I can't even see what card they're playing with the glare because you're so zoomed out. Like I don't know. It's just it gets under my skin.
I get what you mean. It's not very enjoyable compared to the European stuff, but European events are amazing when you look at the big events. Like I'm not counting, what fuck Slovenia, but like the big events, they're fun. Like, properly.
I would definitely enjoy going to, I think, a quote unquote big event out there. Because my competitive ass would be like, all right, I gotta play the best deck. I'm gonna be anticipating playing the best deck, and then I'm gonna go out there and play something like Fluffles.
I mean, I went to Utrecht, right? Like I said, and my opponent dropped me from the tournament.
Oh wow, really?
Yes,
like by mistake or on purpose?
I still do not know to this day because I won, so they dropped me.
So you gave them the slip to go bring it up, and they wrote.
No, it's drop. Like okay, so I'm a elaborate.
You got to elaborate. This one.
So
we got time for this. We got time today.
Okay, all right, dope. So it's probably on me, right? Because again, what fuck Slovenia, we don't have slips over here. You do not sign a slip. You walk your ass to the table and you let them know that you won. Like slips are not a thing.
Fuck, really?
Slips are not a thing. So when I went to the big event, it just kind of freaked me out because I had to keep in mind, like, okay, I need to check my name. I need to make sure, whatever. So I had a decent score. I think I was X1 at that point. I think I won against this dude on Thunderjack, and I played Orcus, and I whooped him in like 10 minutes. I literally slaughtered him because he braked him, whatever. I did my Orcus combo like we did in 19. So I Orcus comboed my way to a victory, and I checked my name and all of that, and he said that he's just gonna drop because he was depressed about losing, and I didn't even check. That was on me. I took the slip. I never checked if he put the check next to his name or tick or whatever, or next to mine. So I was the winner, but he dropped me. And then next round comes, and I'm like, I'm nowhere.
Wow.
I went to the judges and I explained that maybe there's a mistake because obviously my husband and I have the same last name. Maybe it was a mix-up or whatever because he had his pairing. And they were like, no, you dropped. And I was like, no, I didn't. I'm
right here telling you I didn't drop. Yes. So obviously I didn't drop.
I was almost like crying. I was like, what's happening? They were like, okay, you're just gonna lose this one, I guess. We're gonna give you a loss because no one has a buy right now, so you can't play them. So we're gonna give you a loss. But I knew that if I got another loss, I could make it to day 2 anyway. So I was like, I'm gonna drop anyway.
Damn.
Whatever,
You know what's fucking funny? That's crazy.
It was
you can continue.
I know, because we're getting to the best part. That's what it is. I was like, I'm gonna drop, okay. And then a couple rounds later, there's an announcement, and they go, all right, so due to whatever, we changed some rules, and the people with X whatever record, that was my record at that point, could still make it to day 2. So I didn't even need to draw.
Oh no!
Like I
They
had to
said that
win
the
the
round
rest.
after.
Yeah, I'd like a couple rounds after. So I had to win like
Oh
the rest
my
of the day. I would
god!
have to still grind. However, I didn't need to drop, which I did. So that sucked. That was my one and only big event. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's kind of a sour taste in the mouth. I can
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
Well, yo, with 70 people in the room, I'm gonna go find that motherfucker. I'm like, yo, look here, nigga, you fucked up. You about to drop. You know what? I'm walking up. I'm gonna find, what was his name? Fucking Slav. Slav, you just done lost. All right. You know, I'm gonna walk up there and say that yes, that guy Slav, he just fucking lost. He got 2-0 because he's a chump bitch. And then, and drop him.
Yes, drop.
I'd have found that motherfucker. That's just me. But yeah, no, that's a shitty kind of like sour taste in the mouth. That would leave a bad impression on me too.
Yeah, it sucked.
Did you ever like see that guy again for the rest of that event?
Oh no, because it was a huge event, of course. Like the Utrecht was like, I don't know, a couple thousand people, so I didn't know. I had no idea who he was. I never saw him.
I'd had a printout picture of this motherfucker just walking through like Rick and Morty. Where's this guy at? Is that how you got into like judging? Like you kind of got like more into judging through like not wanting to like play at these bigger events?
No, I got into judging and rules and stuff like that because people would cheat me because I'm a girl. It's what it is. So in order for them to not cheat me, I had to learn the rules, and I just fell in love with it. That's what it is.
All right, so like with that being said,
yes,
tell me like, just for my own curiosity, tell me one thing.
Yes.
Nah, I want two. I gotta hear. Tell me two things that guy has told you.
Oh, I have a story.
Yeah, or tried to force shark you.
Tell
me two sharks that happened just because you're a girl.
So I played, must have been like the second or third regionals I ever played at. Was playing Altergeist, and I was whooping this dude. Like he was playing, what was he even playing? I don't know, BA or something. I was just I was doing very well. It was the first round, and he kept like saying weird stuff. He was like, snow affecting graveyard, and I go cost, and he goes, it's not a cost. And I'm like, fuck you literally have to banish 7 cards. Of course it's
you see the semicolon right there?
Yeah.
That means cost.
And he was just, he went for like a Nightmare Phoenix effect. He didn't discard. He didn't target. He just wanted me to make a mistake every single time. And I just kept on poking him. I was like, it's cost, target, cost, banish, whatever. He was getting pissed.
Yeah, like make your move, guy.
And then his friend comes over, his friend who was the judge, and he goes, dude, just scoop game 1. It's done. Stop. He said it to his friend.
Wow, really?
Yes. The dude scooped.
That's crazy.
The dude scooped. And then I had this weird feeling. I had a weird feeling going into game 2. I took his side deck, and he cheated with his side deck because I counted it out.
Wow.
And it was wrong because it was just wrong.
Oh, so he had more cards in his main
or
deck
16
than
cards or something. He just, he was fucking around. I turned to his friend, the judge, who was still standing there. I go, his side deck is wrong. And he goes, I know. But he didn't say shit.
What do you mean he knows?
Judge.
Did you present your deck?
Because, of course, we presented our decks, and he was looking at his friend while siding, so he must have seen that the count was wrong because I counted it out. And before that, and he was looking at him, he goes, I know. But he didn't say anything about seeing his friend do weird, shady shit, And I go, okay, so he's getting a game loss, right? He goes, yeah, so he got a game loss. He literally embarrassed.
All right, at least the judge isn't in on this shit.
I mean,
right? This is just some guy who's just stupid,
it was weird.
Thinking he can get over.
Whatever, it was whatever. But the same round, another dude played against my husband, cheated with a sleeve of a different color where he put a Ghost Ogre in, so he had a hand trap every single time. And it was a different color. My husband sees it, and he gets a game loss and a match loss too. And then we were talking about it, whatever. And then on the following round of the tournament, the 2 dudes got paired up against each other.
The two cheaters? The 2 bandit keys. I bet you one of them started with 6 cards in hand. Guaranteed.
I bet you the same for sure. No, but it was hilarious.
But no, you draw for turn. We still do that here.
Yes. No, but like I don't know, you just get cheated. Like someone said to me once when it was the same tournament which I almost topped, which was like second or third regional, and I almost topped, which was really cool. However, I didn't because I go a Silkiris effect in graveyard, target a trap to add back when they sent it off the field. And they go, it doesn't work that way because it was like a weird interaction and I got confused and they didn't let me add back and I lost. So
wait, what? Well, I just nagged it. What the fuck?
They were like, no, it's not how it works. Because I think the thing was that Silkiras and Manifestation both left the field at the same time or something. And I go, okay, whatever, new chain, like Silkiras effect. And he goes, no, it's not how it works. And I didn't call the judge, which I should have. So there's a lot of just
8 judges. I'd have called every single judge.
Yeah, I mean you have to, right? But like, I don't know, it's just stuff like that where people just they will not target, they will not pitch, they will summon something that they're locked out of, just stuff like that where they feel as though it's way too niche for you to realize. So, yeah.
That's crazy because I think that there are people who sometimes forget. Like I'm a player who sometimes forget.
Yeah,
that's why I like playing on like automated simulators because it reminds you that you have to. Like, it shows you your lock, and I'll be like, oh shit, I forgot. At this point in my combo, I am locked. But there are times where I've seen other people maliciously do it.
Yeah.
And for people with ill intent, it's definitely crazy. Like how they think that they're so right and they could try to argue it.
I had this
like
dude,
knowing they're wrong.
Yeah, no, for sure. We had this player, and it's like still the funniest story to me to this day. And he played, it wasn't me, it was against my husband, but he fused with Alistair from hand. He had it in graveyard, and then he goes invocation effect in grave and like flicks the Alistair with his thumb to the banish pile and tries to use the effect of invocation. Like he literally moved it. So invocation would be live. I died. It was so funny. My husband goes, you literally just moved
flicked it. It like, yo, that it's right there. Yo, you ever seen infamous Mech Knight Indigo Barrage?
Oh yeah,
where the guy activated Zodiac Barrage.
Yes, I did see it. Yeah.
In the Infirm column and just whoop, and same shit. He just flicked that shit and he's like, yeah, you thought it was there. It's actually in the band.
Remote duels were another fucking thing.
Do you remote duel?
I did remote duel, yeah. And we saw.
Oh, so you stopped?
Dude, no, I mean, yeah, yes, I did. I remote dueled a lot. I played like I said, you know, we talked about my profile pic. I played in like NA servers a lot during COVID, and we had like remote duel stuff in Slovenia organized. And you would see a lot of vile shit going down on remote.
That's crazy.
Oh, for sure.
Honestly, we have Bradley, so shout outs to Brad Stevens. He's about to start running our Twitch stream. We just kind of like partnered with a Twitch streamer, and we're gonna have him running for this like the semi-limited stuff. So he is gonna be running our like remote duel tournaments when we start having them. But I've never personally remote dueled.
No.
I just always hear bad stories of it, and I never really had the interest to like play from home.
I really liked it, honestly. Like I probably enjoy IRL more, but I liked it. You didn't have to go nowhere, you know, you were just chilling. And I liked playing the NA stuff because obviously we had nothing over here, you know, during COVID, and we didn't have as many events in Slovenia organized. So yeah, we grinded the shit out of random NA servers at night.
How long those remote duel tournaments? Because I remember we interviewed Paulie Aronson in our last episode, and we talked about some of his remote duel championship, and like that remote duel championship that I remember that went from like I think 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. until like I want to say 3 or 4 in the morning. It was like a ridiculous amount of time how long it went for.
That was wild.
So like, do you have that problem?
I heard stories
just about that,
but that's just bigger events like YCSs and stuff, and I only participated in like one, I think. But overall, like we played like online locals basically, so you had like 4 rounds or 5 rounds or something. And no, it wasn't that way because there's not as many people. But the YCSs, from what I heard, they were horrible. So yeah, you had to wait quite a bit.
So yeah, did you ever judge a like a regional or a local or anything like that,
Mhm.
like in person? Like, do you prefer to judge rather than play
I
nowadays?
um
Because you
honestly,
get a lot of benefits with judging. Is there anything you can tell us about like the benefits that judging that most people wouldn't know?
I mean, for sure, like overall, just judging, I feel like can teach you so much because you find yourself in situations where you need to think about interactions that you have answers to because you're the judge, but maybe you otherwise wouldn't even think about, and it might be even in regards to your deck that you're playing, and then you get to the table, two people ask you about a weird interaction, and you're like, oh wow, that's a thing, that's really cool, and it can translate to other situations like playing different decks in the future. So I think judging is of just very very big importance overall. I mean, maybe maybe I'm just biased because I really like it, but like,
I may be ignorant because I'm from over here, and we've definitely established that there's a difference between over here and
yes,
over there. But do you guys get like the same like gifts from Konami? Or like the play mats, the pins, the dice? Like, do you guys have like any
um,
incentives to judge big events, like tier
oh,
two
for
or higher
sure, for
events?
sure, yeah. Big events get that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it is the same for
Mhm.
the judges over there
Yes,
as the judges over here. Okay,
yes,
cool.
yes.
See, like there's one thing we have in common. See, it's the
It is.
judges that unite.
Yes,
That's what it is.
they do, they do. Yeah, I enjoy
Have
judging.
you ever had a Yugi tuber or like a big Yu-Gi-Oh influencer that you've like talked to or like chilled with or like met in person, like at a regional or something like that?
IRL, no, I didn't create
No.
back in 2019. That was the only big event I went to. But being able to do the interviews that I did and the tier list collabs that I did, um, it was honestly amazing. I got to talk to the likes of Jeff Jones. I just did
Yeah.
an interview with Marcello Barbari, who's a commentator and a very very known player over here from Italy.
Say
And
that name one more time.
Marcello Barbari. He
Yeah, see, that was just the accent. I would never, I would slaughter that name if you wrote that down in front of me. But continue.
No, but yeah, like being able to like, just talk to Pac or like DB Grinder or stuff like that. Like I just
Pog.
Pac.
Yeah, pack. Yeah, no. It's just I love the accent. Just hearing you say these names, it's just funny because like as you say, like we just there's like your English is just UCPAK and it would be
Yeah,
Pac, but it's just pack.
of course, but over here it's Pac.
Yeah, exactly. It's just it's funny to hear it. Yeah, the same way you think that it's sweet that we
Yes.
think you're professional or that you guys are all high class over there.
Which is
It's just
hilarious.
she
Yes.
said Pac.
But yeah, like I think it's I just I think it's amazing to be able to talk to these people that I really enjoyed watching some of their content, and of course like the great minds of Jeff Jones and the like. So like got to talk to Jesse Cotton when the ban list dropped, which was amazing. So I really appreciate all of the collabs I did so far.
Yeah. Yeah, shout outs to all the collabs too.
Mhm.
Shout outs to people who are in a position to help people beneath them. Like I like as someone who's producing and co-hosting and editing and something like that and doing all the work for the podcast, like
Mhm.
it's hard for people who aren't of a certain stature to get in contact with people who are of a more known, bigger influence like platforms. So
Yes.
like shout outs to the people who are out there like Pac, Jesse Cotton, even or Joshua Schmidt, who
Mhm.
go out there and like do these collaborations with people to help other people. And shout outs to you as well. So I definitely consider you one of amongst those names over in the European circuit. You and Nesh are like probably some of the or in Grim YGO are probably some of the only like YGO people that I like constantly commit to as far as like content wise over in the EU.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh no, 100%. And you've earned it too. Like I could see, like I've been there when the channel was small, and now you got your 10K special. I was there for that. I'd be in the backgrounds a little bit because I'd be on my personal YouTube when I'm out there doing it. But as far as like the podcast, like I always love watching the growth. I actually was just in the stream with, I don't know if you know who Team Sakuraso is, but he's a Marco Watch YouTuber,
Mhm.
and he just had a live stream last night, and I was talking to him, and I remember when he had 600 followers, and I was just watching him, and he was just some guy with a cat doing market watches, and he's about to hit, I think, 5 to 7K or something like that, and just to see him on his growth, like it's just so cool to see, and it must feel great. That's exactly the reason why me and Dylan started this podcast, and just wanted something to give to the people and just grow a platform so that way we can give it back to the community as they've given to us. So kudos to you.
It's really beautiful. I think it's really nice to give to the people and all of that. What you said, I thought it was really nice, and I appreciate when people respect the grind, basically.
Oh, absolutely. You got it. You got to respect the process. You got to trust in it. So I agree. Is there any YouTuber or influencer that you kind of worked with that you kind of like fangirled out the most for, that you're like, oh?
Honestly, like I wouldn't call it fangirling, but I really I watched DV Grinder stuff from when he was a tiny channel. So, and because I learned a lot from his content, I really appreciated when he worked on a couple videos with me. Because like I said, I appreciated his grind and the numbers he went to. I literally remember like listening to his matches while like him going over matches while cooking or something, and he was literally saying like, we're gonna hit 1K in about a couple months time or something. And now to check out where he's at right now, I think it was really, really cool to be able to work. I
agree.
with him.
I'm gonna have you give him a good word when I go reach out there. You're gonna have to be like, all right, Austin, this guy over here acts. You gotta come talk to him. You gotta give him an hour. But yeah, 100%. I think I met I met Pac in person. I've met Stealthy One. So I met her in person. We live in New York, in Syracuse, and a couple hours away, or like an hour away, it's like Rochester, and that's where Crush Cards are. A couple hours away from that is Buffalo, where we know like Winter Kills and a whole bunch of these other people. So I think Winter Kills was probably the best like interaction. I kind of like fanboyed out when he walked in the room for an OTS championship, because Rochester hosts a lot of them, and it's kind of like the halfway point between Syracuse and Buffalo. When he first came in, I was like, oh, yo, Devon, that's fucking Winter Kills right there, dog. Look, that's crazy. I met Triff one time. I got him to sign a couple cards. I got Robbie Cole to sign a couple cards at a regional out in Catskills. This was all like pre-COVID. I don't know. There's a bunch of names that I have respect for that, I can't wait to even have on this platform just to talk to and pick their minds, and, just give people a different perspective or a different, platform to learn something new that you didn't know about the people that you invest your time into and grow with. So, So the last question before we wrap this thing up, though, start running out of life points, is a funny question. We have our Discord server, so be sure to check the Discord server below. And join, so that way you get opportunities like this. We have our servers and our chats ask questions for our guests, and we randomly select one. And so this random question right here is the last question we're going to end off with, and it is: if you and your friends could all pilot robots that all came together like some sort of Voltron superbot, which robot body part would you personally pilot? This comes to us from David Felton.
Thank you, David, for this question. So,
I knew as soon as it got picked, he was gonna be all giddy. He's probably listening to this.
Basically, I thought about it. I read it before. I thought about it almost the entirety of our interview.
Yeah, let the viewers know that she had no idea what Voltron was. She had to look that shit up.
Like, Lily,
she's like, oh, excuse me, a what? A volt? Yeah, volt is electricity, my friend.
Yes. I mean, when I read the question, that's what I thought it meant. And I you confirmed it. So I thought about it. And genuinely, I am the clumsiest, the most... I have issues with like left and right. I have actual issues. I bump into stuff, and it's probably a condition or something that was never like deeply explored by anyone in my family. What's wrong with me? But I have zero ability to like pilot even my own body. So if I had to be a part of it, I would have to probably be like a very insignificant part, like maybe like the middle part that like just holds it together.
Emotional damage.
I mean, yeah, I have issues, right? So, no, but for real, it will probably have to be something like
She's
that.
like, I'd have to be like the left pinky toe, the
Literally,
one that has like the
yeah.
least amount of
Or like a
responsibility. Can I
very
be
cool
like a
helmet or
hair
something.
on the back?
Yes, I want to be like a, I don't know, or like a dope ass mask or something. Right?
Yeah, all right, we'll give you that. The mask is definitely the robot for her. She's gonna be flying that little fighter jet, and this is gonna land right there on the nose,
Yes.
and boom, that's it. She's latched on. You don't even know.
That's what I'm doing.
Ninja
That's
form.
what it is. I'm gonna like occasionally shoot out a beam or
This
something.
isn't even my final form.
So that would have to be the answer, yes.
I think if I had to answer this, it'd probably be like the right arm. I feel like that's just like the punching arm. So if I'm doing damage, I want to be right up on there. Like, I don't know. I've always wanted to like be a part of the damage. Like when you watch a movie, it's kind of cool to get the third person perspective, but being in that first person, being the one to land those punches, knowing that you're better than your opponent, those haymakers going to be coming. I tell you that.
That's a cooler answer than me. So
hey, you know, everyone's got their differences. You know, that mask is as important as the haymaker, because without that mask, we would be succumbing to diseases, and
for
that's
sure.
it. We can't have
like
that. You know what I'm saying?
It's like
just as important.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're running out of life points, guys. I just wanted to give a big thanks to our guest tonight. Make sure that you go down there in the description to check out her channel. I'm going to plug it down there below. I appreciate her coming on here and spending upwards of an hour chatting, and it's going to be late out there for her. So, you know, just wanted to give a quick shout out to her and appreciate that she came out here. Do you have any final thoughts or anything on the show that you appreciate, that you like?
I really appreciate you inviting me. I want to thank you for having me on. I think what you're doing is really cool. I can always appreciate someone on their grind, and I would like to thank you for having me.
Force, you already know. So just a quick shout out before we all leave. We are shouting out Unplugged Gaming and Manliness. Be sure to check the Discord server below. We also have our Twitter follower giveaway still active. Y'all motherfuckers need to stop fucking around. Get on that shit. Follow us on the Twitter. Again, in the description box below. When we hit 50, we giving that shit away. Could be a play set of cards, could be a bundle, could be some new sleeves, a deck box. We'll probably have a poll for it, and we gotta be following to be a part of it. So click that link, follow it down below. And also for everyone local, if you're listening and tuning in, be sure to sign up for that 3v3 at Unplugged on Saturday the 20th. We're going to be pre-regging by person for $20. And when you get there, you're going to have the team registered ready for you so that we can get straight to the action. All right. Is there any last plugins or last shout outs you want to give Shadow before we close out?
For sure. Check me out on YouTube at ShadowRabbit Yugioh. Check out Sleeve Chief. Use my code, and that's it. You know, thank you for having me.
And follow her ass on Twitter too.
Oh, for sure,
right?
For sure.
And IG and all those other sites. I'm gonna plug all that shit down there. Y'all better be fucking following. All right.
That's dope. I appreciate
the love. All right, guys. Without any further ado, we have ran out of life points. I am Player X. You are
ShadowRabbit by Yugioh.
And we are semi-limited. We are out.
Peace.